Now let's discuss how personality develops. Personality develops in every human being from the beginning of their life. The personalities are shaping and developing as the person is passing through different stages of life. Different scientists are trying to explain that. According to Freud, the behavior of someone's adulthood is depending upon occurrence of his or her childhood. That means our way of childhood will decide how our adulthood will be, because our childhood is responsible to make and shape our entire adulthood. For that reason, Sigmund Freud tried to find out the different stages of psychological development and how they are able to put impact on our adulthood. Freud thinks that our psychology develops by our experiences, and experiences is revolving either around tension or it could be around pleasure. Also, it is depending upon the balance. Our entire life changes our priority. Here, the priority is concentrated to our body parts. Different body parts are becoming important to us as our age advances. It is depending upon our age during which we are giving more priority to our certain area of body. So each state, tension and pleasure are to be balanced properly. Too much indulgence or too much strictness will cause conflict. So a balance is required. If they are not balanced properly, conflict will arise and we will have a negative impact on the latter stage. These are oral, anal, phallic, latency, genital. These stages are very important for development of the personality. By that, we can be able to know how the personalities are developed, how different stages of life is becoming an important aspect of development of personality, and how personalities are different among different people. So let's discuss about those stages in details. So let's discuss about the first stage. It is called the oral stage. It is the initial stage of life. This occurs between the age of 0 to 1 year. During this stage, like all stages, all the drives are either managed or not managed. That means the pleasure and the tension are either balanced or not. At this stage, children are communicating through mouth. At this stage, most important part of body is mouth. That's why it is called the oral stage. They are trying to communicate through thumb sucking, rooting, and many other sorts of things. At this stage, trust and comfort and level of dependency develops. At this stage, the children have to be prepared to get habituated with other food apart from mother's milk. This process is called wean off. If the child is showing too much dependent on the mother's milk, and if their pleasure are being indulged too much, then they will develop dependency or aggression or smoking, overeating, or maybe nail biting during the adult stage. Next important stage is anal stage. This stage starts from 1 to 3 years of age. At this stage, anal becomes the most prioritized body part. At this stage, the children are deriving pleasure from defecation. At this stage, toilet training is given by the parents. That means children are being trained on when to defecate, where to defecate, so as to control over their defecation urge. If the pleasure is indulged too much, or if the toilet training is not given, certain sorts of personalities can be observed, like messiness, giving mentality. On the other hand, harsh toilet training or too much strictness in the toilet training causes obsessive tidiness and punctuality. After anal phase, Phallic stage comes. This stage starts from 3 to 6 years. At this stage, children are getting interested to their own sexual organ and other sexual organ. At this stage, they love to discuss about sex and birth. At this stage, children are able to differentiate between male and female or boy and girl. This stage is really a peculiar stage. At this stage, Oedipus and Electra complex developed. This is different kinds of complex it develops. Oedipus complex is a stage when a boy child sees his father as a competitor and wants to replace his father in a way to possess his mother. On the other hand, in case of Electra complex, the daughter sees her mother as a competitor and wants to replace her mother in a way to possess her father. If the stage is not balanced properly, that will lead to develop a vain personality, sexual dysfunction, and many more. If they are managed properly, the child will have same trait as their parents have. Now let's discuss about the latency stage. This stage starts from 6 to 12 years. At this stage, children starting to dislike the topic related to sex. Their satisfaction derive from school, friendship, knowledge, social interaction. That means anything which is external. Here, the children are more likely to play with other children having same gender. Next comes the genital stage. This is the last stage. This stage starts at the age of 12. At this stage, puberty comes. At this stage, sexual interest and drives come, and feeling sexual attraction towards opposite sex develops. If the stage is not properly balanced or handled, then several mental development issues will come up.